Okay, lona ne ngupart 4 wethu ka witness C ukuthi wonke amaphathi wami uyahamba ngokuthi uye wathini witness C pertaining uKate Matlala no General Sibiya, pertaining uKate Matlala no Minister Mchuna njalo njalo. So apha ngizahlanganisa zonke ezinye ifishe bese zingathi zishiyekile ne. So regarding uGeneral Shibiri, uGeneral Shibiri uvele nje ngumuntu okuthiwa uye wafumana i80,000 naye in terms of imani. uGeneral Shibiri ngulo wasenational lo wayebize witness A no witness B wazobaxelela ngoba ngathi kunama envelope okuthiwa already ayi3, one for investigators, one for prosecutor and one for magistrate. So nguye ke lo uGeneral Shibiri. The other person oye wavela naye oye wathola inkunqunyana nguGeneral Firoz Khan, ngowe crime intelligence ke ngokuyena naye uvelile apha ukuthi ngathi ne threatening manner wayefune i2.5 million kuKate Matlala. uKate ngokutsho kwakhe ngathi wa end up emnikeze about i500,000. ningalibali ke uba uMinister Mchunu yena inverted commas through i-delegates zakhe nani uyo appear njengomuntu ofumene about 500,000 and then plus minus 500,000 and then uGeneral Sibiya ngoyena umuntu engathi udle kwegqitha apha ngoba monthly bekefumana i500,000 to about a meter, kwakuthi uke wafumana ne300,000 asazi noma kwakuyi gift noma kwakuyini xa kuzachata unyana wakhe, ukuthi uke wafumana ne2 million le yakathenga ngayo yokuthiwa uthenge ngayo iplot plus wanikezwa nempala eziyi20 ezafa zonke kandazi noba bokuzinyembezi zethu taxpayers na andikho sure. And then what else kanene ukuthi le plot lena bebeza iconverter into a BNB ngathi bokuthiwa izaregisterwa ngamagama wenkosikazi then iconvertwe into a BNB okanye restaurant, something like that. That's just about it. Now while we're talking about uGeneral Sibiya, remember according to yena khona uGeneral Sibiya ebuzwe khona kwi-ad committee into baya uyamazi na uKate wathi akamazi bekukhona besafundana. Ningalibali into ukuthi kunala uThemos kuthiwa bazane okanye kubuhlobo babo buqale uqina after kutshone Mr. Msibi umswazi, the ruthless taxi boss lo oye wawatshona. Now I'm very curious, what happened to him? My next research will be I'll have a bit of a focus kuyinto ba kwenzeke ntoni ngecase yakhe noMsibi ubulewe yintoni ufe njani yena ne, because it's now getting very interesting. And then singalibali into ba the main reason why uKate Matlala kukuthi ubanjwe ngoku is because he tried to assassinate i-ex-girlfriend yakhe nguTebogo Thobejani ngathi he paid about 150,000 for ukubulawa kwakhe. And I'm very curious, what was the reason why he wanted to kill uTebogo Thobejani? Of course Giachiwo yi-ex-girlfriend, chances are she knew a lot, she knew too much. But was she going to talk? Bekefuna ukuthetha okanye what was happening? And is she now going to turn a state witness sethu na, or what's going to happen? Even uKate Matlala, is he going to be state witness or what's going to happen? Considering the fact yoba uke waphisana ne-affidavit mosokuthiwa uyinikeze uMinister Mchunu. So nje asikho sure ba what's what. Okay, so in his closing statement ke uwitness njengabo bonke basenza a bit emotionally. Uye waba nayo nansi video yakhe apho beseke sitsho khona into impilo yakhe itshintshe njani, wazama ukucebisa into ba isiphoyisa singalunga njani and all that. Bafethu, this thing is very painful into yoba kukhululwa imigila mkhuba kujike kunyanzeleke into ba amapolisa mawaye kwi safe house. Zayiphinda kukhululwa imigiba mkhuba phume ngebail kunyanzeleke into ba amapolisa okumele bagade thina mawabaleka ayozifihla kuma safe house. It's very sad, but that's the reality. So ningazimamelela uchilo kwimpilo yakhe itshintshe njani, akasakwazi ukuphila nefamily yakhe ngoba ukuphila nefamily yakhe kuzabeka ifamily yakhe kwi risk yonke nje lonto leyo. Mna ngokuya kwami ingathi instead bakudisbandwe i-political killings task team makudisbandwe i-national pha kwi-senior, makudisbandwe pha kuma-seniors maqale ukudisbandwe pha. And come to think of it, noba singathi makuzidisbandwe kwazona i-hoaxes nani bazaphinde bavulenye baphinde eliququbane labo oli-corrupt baphinde bayo infiltrate nayo, because kwayona i-hoax lena xa iqala ibi right but xa niyayijonga ne General Sibiya uba niyakhumbula nescorpion before. General Sibiya usuka kwiScorpion. Njoba kune-Hawks, uGeneral Sibiya usuka kuma-Hawks. So unama-colleagues, unobudlelwane kwezi department njengoba kutshiwo kuthiwa nakwa-IDEC nakwa-IPT nani. So right now kubole yonke le nto. As a result sixakekile singama-South Africans, asazi into yoba who is going to arrest who, because i-SAPS i-overseewa yi-IPT, zibole zombini. I-Hawks kuthiwa i-overseewa ngojaji. Ojaji ngaba kuthiwa ba-implicated apho kuthethwa ngaba-2.5 meter. I-judiciary nayo implicated apha. Bese kube khona le IDEC okuthiwa ayaziwa into yoba yona i-overseewa ngubani, ibhosi yayo ngubani. So ininzi nje into esengxakini yayo kuyo yonke le nto leyo. uGeneral Mkhwanazi phantsi kwala mcimbi waye utshilo into yoba une-close friends kwa-military. Makabuqiniso babudlelwane bakhe bakwa-military. Ngenzeka sizabudinga.
Thank you, Commissioners. I will read as follows. I am a career policeman. I have never worked for an organization other than SAPS. I have never worked in any capacity outside the law enforcement. I view my work as a member of SAPS as a calling and not just employment. I wear my badge with pride and view my work as an invaluable contribution to the community. 2126. In my years at SAPS, I have encountered my fair share of challenges. This includes long hours, suppressed pay, lack of recognition for sacrifices made, and the pain that comes from meeting victims of crime and bearing the responsibility to seek justice for them. However, this case has taken more from me than I ever could have imagined. I am not living a lie. I am living a shadow of my former life. On the professional front, I am no longer able to execute my duties in the manner I previously did because I cannot move freely in public without 24-hour protection. It is difficult to meet with informants or to make new connections. As my current condition is not conducive to blending in and meeting people in order to get information, I cannot go to court normally and seek my orders. My movements are not free and spontaneous. On the personal front, I cannot live a normal life. I cannot go to the gym or eat out without risking my life. I have a family that I am deeply committed to, but cannot take my family to a shopping mall or arrange that we go out on a holiday. I rarely see my family because doing so is a direct endangerment of their lives. This has alienated me from my family, in particular my wife, children, who I have not seen in an extended period of time. I bring this to the Commission's attention because it is important for them to know the sacrifice of ordinary SAPS members. We are at the cold face of justice and face the raw, unfiltered reality of fighting crime in the country. But even with all my sacrifice and hard work, I'm on the entry level of SAPS. My colleagues and I are ordinary SAPS members, and we need assistance in breaking down corruption and the politicization of the SAPS. It is difficult for us to execute our duties when the corrupt individual we have encountered are senior ranking members in the SAPS. It is impossible to fight well-resourced, organized, and ruthless criminals when your own superiors are co-opted and complicit in criminality. With the current environment, South Africa will not win the war on organized crime, CIT, transborder hijacking, drugs, kidnappings, and extortion. Corruption within SAPS only makes it hard to do our work, but it is disillusioning. It is career limiting and causes disassociation from our colleagues who avoid us. Our colleagues know that you are investigating these cases and avoid you for the fear of facing repercussions. I make this statement not to seek sympathy, but to make the Commission alive to the reality of committed, ethical, and ordinary SAPS members. I am grateful to General Mkhwanazi, who lifted the lead on our circumstances. This is the conclusion of my testimony at this juncture.